Hello, hello, what is up, everyone? We are back in action, and I've made a couple of things, and we're going to jump into our PBI setup. Okay. Oh, dear. All right. So, one of the things I made is chromium trioxide. So that's good. All good things there. Not too complicated. And then we also set up our potassium dichromate dust. Okay. So saltpeter with that chromium trioxide to get that guy done. And from there, what did we do? Well, we went over here and made ourselves a big reactor on the IV level. EV level, as you can see here. Now, in here, we have that potassium dichromate, we have oxygen, and we have a dimethylbenzene. Now, we are getting dimethylbenzene, if you recall, from wood tar, which I disabled, but I've re-enabled just wood tar to continue to work to get us dimethylbenzene, toluene, phenol, and creosote. Okay. To do this, I set back up my pyrolyse here with spruce on 10 with nitrogen to get ourselves wood tar. And I converted this to a wood tar setup here. Okay, so on that note, let's just change this to 4 million because I don't want to have all of the world sitting around. And as you can see, it's already backed up quite a bit on benzene. Okay, now I'll deal with that one a little bit later on. I don't want to mess with it right now. It's something that we will look at later. Okay. So either way, we got our dimethyl. Oh my God. Dimethylbenzene and our oxygen. And this guy is continually working and it is producing us phthalic acid. And it does get us water as well. So just one of those things. So this guy here I have set up to disable when we have a backlog of phthalic acid. Pretty straightforward, right? Now, I also have another reactor going in place here. And that guy is pretty straightforward as well. But this is the next step to get bisphenyl isophthalate. Is that right? I hope I said that right. And for this, we're going to need 3 different inputs and 2 different outputs. So without further ado, we're just going to do this. I do plan on level emitting this guy as well. So I kind of need to connect it up to this system over here. I've also kind of decided that I should change this to blue everywhere. Just because I have this set up for blue. So technically I don't even need this insert here and I can just connect these back up. I don't know why I separated these in the first place, but for now we're just going to do like so. Okay, good. So in here we have obviously 3 different inputs. So one of those is that phthalic acid. One of those is sulfuric acid, which we have right here. Very good. And one of those is going to be our phenol, right? I believe. Yeah, phenol. Okay, excellent. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy there. I'm just going to come over here. I have it set up, and I know I just did it, so I know it's correct. So we'll throw in those guys there. And as you can see, none of them are filling up because we don't have any of them in here. So first things first, phthalic acid, sulfuric acid, and phenol. Awesome. This guy is already working. That is good sounds to hear, to say the least. We're going to need the fluid emitter. We're going to need that guy as well. So let's do this. We're going to set up similar to what we've done for the EBFs and other machines. We're going to silence that guy. And this is going to be our disphenyl isolate, blah, blah, blah. And we'll just do 8 million. Okay. Now, here's a little thing that I'm doing a little bit differently that I haven't reviewed with you all yet is I'm actually making 64K fluid storage cells again. Okay. Why am I making 64K? Well, if I'm using level emitters and I'm setting my level emitter for 8,000, that gives me a lot of buffer, to say the least, for my fluids. There's a lot of fluids that I have in my system. Perfect example of this is the benzene that we're overflowing on, right? When I look at this, I have 32K of benzene. Well, if I just did a 64K, that would give me 524K of benzene. It would give me a buffer beyond the just capacity of the cell. And if I level emit things properly, say I need 32 million, I can say 32 million and still have a 64K. And then if there's any extra overflow, that's okay. It won't be major until we get 524. So I'm kind of giving myself a little bit of extra space, if you know what I mean. So anyways, without further ado, now we have diluted sulfuric acid and we have our disphenyl isophthalate. Okay. Well, this guy, again, not overly complicated. We will just tap into those, and we should be now getting them directly into our system. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that diluted sulfuric should be getting used up almost immediately with another process that we have over here in the distillery area. Is it this one? No, that's to get biomass. It's one of these. There it is right there. The diluted sulfuric is converting it back into sulfuric, which is good. All those little things to make sure that we have what we need. We have so much sulfuric acid, though, that we're actually voiding it at this point in time. So, you know, it's one of those little details. So, anyways, this guy is now working. So now we're getting our disphenyl isophthalate. Okay. Now, what do we need to do with this? This is what's going to get us half of our PBI. Okay. The disphenyl isophthalate, that's a good one to have. That's going to give us phenyl and PBI. Pretty straightforward, I hope. Nothing too crazy. You're with me so far, I hope. Well, from here, we need to get the 3, 3 diaminobenzidine. Yeah, that's right. I'm brushing up on my chemistry. You got a problem with that, huh? This one is another longer process, another IV large chemical reactor, which I'll have to build. And this requires us zinc, which we have lots of, doesn't even consume it. Ammonia, again, not complicated. We might run out of ammonia. That's a different problem. And 3,3-dichlorobenzidine. This one's a little bit more complicated. This one requires either a large chemical reactor with hydrogen and 2 nitrochlorobenzene, or tiny pile of copper in a smaller chemical reactor. I might stick with the large on this one, just because that way I don't have to do a tiny pile of copper. So I'll probably stick with the large on this one, but we need the 2,2-nichlorobenzene, and that gets us, well, now we need a chlorobenzene and we need nitration mixture, right? So chlorobenzene, this is probably the easiest start. Hey, remember how I said I'd deal with that benzene shortly? Well, here is one of those solutions. So benzene and chlorine in a chemical reactor. Perfect. And I'm pretty sure, let's double check, chlorobenzene, we do not have. Okay, perfect. It's always a good idea to double check to make sure you don't have it before you go too hog wild into things. All right. Okay, that guy we can put down there. I'm going to just throw a piece of trim in front of it just to keep our... Hello? Game, please? Game, please? And kind of keep things going here accordingly. So I'm going to make this guy, and we will see what is the next step. All right, to bring you back in, so we have our chlorobenzene being made, right there. Boom, chlorobenzene. And over here, I just finished up the nitration mixture, which is sulfuric and nitric acid. And that's making our nitration mixture. Now, that's probably backlogging. Indeed it is. Because, guess what I forgot to make? my fluid cell. All right, let's do this up quickly. No big deal. 64K. Let's go. I swear we have... Oh, that's a storage component, not a fluid one. That's why. All right, nitration mixture. Good. Nailed it. Awesome. Okay, so that should be filling up quite nicely. Excellent and excellent. Okay, so we have those two items, right? The chlorobenzene and that will get us the ability to make the 2 of 2 nitrochlorobenzene, right? Pretty straightforward, I hope. So this is another chemical reactor, which I just so happen to have on me. That's always helpful. And we're probably going to need another of the same. We're going to need another 64K here in the fluid cell. And we'll make that to our nitrochlorobenzene. Good and good. Excellent. Okay. Now, from there, let's get working on our next chemical. Oh boy, it's getting crazy around here. All right, let's do this. We got you and you, just like before. No big deal. And this guy is now the nitration mixture with the chlorobenzene. So again, just on the liquid side, but this will get us our nitration and our chlorobenzene added in. We'll just do you and you. That should make that pretty much working at this point in time, outside of the fact that I have neither of those items in my system here. So both of these are an input. I left one open there. I've got 2 open here. Okay, let's do, we'll do the nitration mixture there. That'll be fine. And then I think I want to get a whole new fluid interface. And again, this is one of those things where I've kind of changed the way I do this from what I have present in front of me. So first things first, we'll disable that. Now, we had the blue and the brown here, right? Well, this one here, I'm actually just going to now disable the insert capability on this, and we'll fill it up, right? Again, I'm not like revolutionizing the world or anything here. It's just one of those little details. Same with this. This should not be inserting here. We've set up this one to accept insertions, so we'll leave it there, okay? Other than that, we have the same setup that we've done, not the level emitter, the fluid emitter, across the board here with a lot of our other systems. This guy is now going to be our 2 of 2, and that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 million on our docket. Okay, pretty straightforward, not complicated. Now we should be seeing diluted sulfuric and the 2,2 nitrochlorobenzene coming through the system. Excellent. This will work perfectly as intended. Make sure that we have channels, devices online. We are good to go. No issues at all. Okay, so now that we're getting our 2,2, and it's going away, right? As you can see, now I just have to check this one because these ones don't accept. I know that. So now that we're getting our 2,2, we can work on our 3,3 dichlorobenzidine. Okay. This guy here, again, like I said, I'm going to do a large chemical reactor with the copper dust, the hydrogen, etc. at EV level, and it should be pretty easy for us to do. But in that same sentence, I may have to actually build myself another large chemical reactor. And on top of this, we need 2 liquid inputs, one normal item input, and then we need just 1 output. And the output is 9,000, so we can get away with an LV. But here we need at least an MV for the hydrogen and the nitrochlorobenzene. Okay, so we need LV input, LV output. Okay, let's just do that. LV input bus. Excellent. We can get away with an LV output bus. That's good. Or hatch, sorry, not bus. But we do need to get ourselves the input hatches that are a little bit higher quality. Now, I've been going like HV here lately because I just have it easily done. So we just kind of do that accordingly. Okay. I'm also going to need another coil. I don't know if, like, I'm okay just using these Canthal ones up for now, but I think it does matter, and I could get a faster one if we did so. But, you know, one of those little details. Okay. In the meantime, we are building ourselves a beautiful little reactor here, which will be good. Okay. So we got our input, and our input. And over here, we got our output. Kind of the same setup as I've been doing across the board. We have our PTFE there. We got our coil behind that. And we got ourselves all of this. Now, to make our 3-3, we need an EV level. All right. Well, I do have EV energy hatches, which is good. And I'll just kind of throw that down like that. And I think that's it. I think we're good on this reactor. Yeah, we are. That's it. Pretty straightforward. Boom, boom, boom. Away we go. A new reactor already built. You know, these things are actually pretty easy to make, which is good to see. So from that note, we have a few different things that we need to work on. And one of them being, well, just like everything else that we've been doing, we're going to fluid level emit this because it's a completely new item, right? Any new liquid, any new anything that we're doing, I'm pretty much level emitting it, okay? Our EBFs are designed that way now, and so will our liquids be designed that way, okay? That's good. We'll throw that on to there. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Other than that, I'm going to configure this accordingly to be set up. That's not extracting anything anyways, so we'll put that in there. That'll be good, and this will be set with a filter, of course, and that will be filtered for copper dust. Not too shabby. Pretty easy system. Same old, same old. Let me get this fully configured, and we'll be back with our 3-3. All right, another reactor uploaded. Oh, baby. I think we just need to kind of do the old one of these, and one of these, and one of these, and one of these. And that should be fully operational. Double check device offline. Problematic. Oh, both of these devices are offline. I guess you have to connect them up to the main system. You know, it's a thing. It's a thing. And it doesn't connect into there. It actually, I'm just going to do it this way. And we're just going to connect it up like that. Okay, beautiful. All right. Devices should be all online. We should be getting all of our 3 of 3 diaminobenzidine. And that gets us into a chemical reactor at the IV level to get PBI, right? Needs more energy. Uh-oh. That means that we are not able to keep up over here. Let's see. Can we just manipulate this a little bit? Let's find out if I can just do one of these and supply it with enough juice to compensate. It looks like we can. What's basically happening is we're overloading this energy converter at this point in time. So supplying it with more power, we should be good. And that's because of the IV level that we're hitting. These IV machines are draining our power something fierce. Now, downstairs, yeah, look at that. Minus 30,000. Yeah, that's a concern, right? Because I got all those solar panels. I got all these guys all kicking at full speed. And look at our losses in power. That is crazy. That is a lot of power, to say the least, that we do not have at the moment. So, from that point, basically, we need to up our power big time. So I'm going to place down some more solar panels while we have them. And more importantly, I probably have to get some more numismatic dynamos to get this accommodated. But, you know, little tiny details that will definitely need to improve. This might be a good segue into needing some nuclear craft. You know what I mean? It just might be that time. As each one of these is adding a little bit, but not quite enough, if you know what I mean. You know, these guys are doing like barely nothing. Or that's the way it feels. So let me address this power situation as we are drastically falling short. And we'll get it handled. It's fine. No big deal. No big deal. Oh, numismatic dynamo. Excellent. That'll help. All right. So hopefully here we are in the final steps of getting our PBI. So elite chemical reactor. We can make this guy. I set up all the tungsten wires and things like that, so that should be good. I think I just used the most expensive things for that, but that's okay. All right, there we go. We have our IV chemical reactor. Now, this is my current IV line, which is a little lame because it's not connected to anything at the moment. But that's okay. It's not okay. It's just not. It's fine, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine, but it's not fine. Does that make sense? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one of these, and then off camera, I'm going to add an IV line, I think, to the end here, because I do not have it. This is EV. Yeah, that's HV. So I need to add a whole nother line for IV, expanding upon our automation stuff again. I could add that somewhere else. Maybe I just set it up over here, right? Maybe I somehow just add it in around here. I don't know. I have to figure that one out as we go. But to get ourselves our PBI, we need the 3,3 diamminobenzidine and the disphenyl isophthalate. Okay? So, without further ado, we're going to go with the 3. Good. And we need the diphenyl isolate. I think that's right. Pretty sure that's the correct one. Okay. We'll grab each one of those, and we're just going to do this manually. I know, right? How crazy are we? There we go. Away it works. That should give us the PBI and some phenyl. Okay. That gives us PBI. All things considered, this is a massive victory. I'm just going to leave it at that because, yeah, that's huge. Getting PBI is a massive step in our process. It's another $100 Nomi that really opens us up to the next step here, which will allow us, you know, with the IV assembling machine that we have, to get the advanced SMD components. We do still need to make the other high-speed steels, for example. So this one here, which requires, I can't remember, the osmium, iridium, and HSG. So we can do this as well, but as you see, that also requires an IV line. So that leads me into the fact that, we need to make an IV line along here. And we need to make sure that we have some stuff in place to get IV going. The other thing with the PBI, I don't believe, have I made a thing for it? I don't think I have yet. So I'm going to make myself also a beautiful little storage cell and get things stored for this new material that we have as well. So all really, really good things that we're getting into here and advancing along nicely. So there we go. PBI added to the system, and we'll set it up auto magically here before next episode. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. Shorter video, I think, because I cut out a lot of the legwork. I've been working on it for a while, but you know, when you cut out all the stuff that you need to and away you go, it seems to work out pretty good. So there you go. All right. That's it. That's all. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.